Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has hidden unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure, or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
We've all heard that there are only two things that are certain: death and taxes. Well, taxes are a yearly thing, so we tend to get used to them. But many people fear death, especially in our society now with COVID-19 everywhere. Though we don't like to talk about it, we find the theme of death everywhere, on the news, in movies, books, poetry, billboards. Why? It's a fact of life that everyone has to face. Rich and poor, good and evil, healthy and sick, foolish and wise, blessed and cursed. It's a sobering thought. The psalmist addressed this topic quite directly. He said, "We're all going to die. No matter how important you think yourself now, the grave will get you. But God." Psalm 49:15 says, "But God will ransom my soul from the power of Sheol, for He will receive me." Oh, what a bold statement. What confidence. Death is not the end. I'm not going to be buried and forgotten. God Himself, the one who created me, sustains me, loves me, He won't leave me in the grave. He won't let death have the last word. He is way more powerful than even death. God will do two things to the psalmist that are even more sure than death and taxes. He will ransom my soul from the power of Sheol, that is the grave, the realm of death, sometimes translated Hades, but not really thought of in the Old Testament as hell like we think of now. And He will receive me. Now remember, the Psalms were written way before Jesus came to earth. But the concept of His salvation and resurrection was still in the mind of the psalmist. His confidence in this was the faith of the Old Testament. In the Hall of Faith in Hebrews 11, we find other Old Testament people who confidently looked forward to salvation that would be found in Jesus Christ. From Abel, obediently offering a sacrifice that pointed to Jesus' ultimate sacrifice, to Rahab, who aligned herself with foreigners in order to become part of God's people. Let's think of the two words that this psalm says that God will do with us. He will ransom us and receive us. In the movies, someone gets kidnapped, and the kidnapper demands a ransom before giving the person back. Things don't usually work out as the kidnappers expect. There's always a plot twist. In our case, that's true as well. In a way, Satan kidnapped us and held us in sin's bondage. Jesus paid the ransom. He allowed Himself to be crucified and killed in the worst way possible. As you can imagine, while Jesus' followers mourned, Satan and his demons rejoiced. He thought that he would have free reign over the earth because he'd gotten rid of the Messiah. Imagine his surprise when Jesus rose from the dead to claim His ransomed people. Satan only thought he was victorious, but death was swallowed up in victory. Now, anyone who believes on Jesus and trusts Him for salvation, as the psalmist does here, is included in that ransom payment. Though it was for everyone, not everyone takes advantage of it. Many choose to stay locked up in sin. The other word that God will do is receive. This reminds me of the prodigal son. You remember how the father received him? Running to meet him from a long way off. You can just imagine the slow motion scene of the father running toward his son, his arms wide open, then the rejoicing hug and many tears. That's how God receives us when we turn to Him. Do you have the confidence and assurance that the psalmist had, that God will rescue your soul from death and receive you?
As always, we'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to share a treasure, support this ministry, or get Carla to speak at an event, please contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.